Everybody, welcome to FtB Ocean Block episode 23 with me, Sid, and there's been an update to Ocean Block to 1.13, I think is the version, and it's made a decision a little bit easier for me because I've been umming and ahhing about whether to continue with Ocean Block for a while now, to be honest. And I'll elaborate further on that one shortly, but it has made my decision easier because the update has broken some things. Initially, you know, there's something going on with the furniture, as has my book storage has vanished there, so I've got none of my enchanted books. I mean, it doesn't appear to be absolutely terrible. You know, the kitchen's still here, everything is here from this. That's all still here. We've not lost anything down in the basement here. These are all in place and working, so that's all good. Down here, there's something has happened with this glass that wasn't red on the top before, and I'm not sure whether that is giving off any illumination, because let's have a look. F3, it looks like it may still be, but so that's all okay, and all of this appears to be okay. All of the seed stuff over there appears to be okay. This seems all to be fine, as does our power generation options here. The Chisel and Bits bridge, which again, it's trivial, but it's annoying. Let me show you. The bridge here has got, so clearly some block ID has changed. I hate updates to mod packs, especially when the update breaks blocks and changes things. Take mods out, put mods back in, changes block IDs. It is just not on because it breaks everything. Now, this was fairly minor. At least I think it was fairly minor, because I'm fairly certain I have my backpack, but the keybind appears to have changed for backpacks. Not a Bazak pack, but a backpack. Open backpack B. We'll do that as well. Seems to be there, but nothing. So yeah, this is one of those things that annoys me with mod packs when they update, especially when the update breaks stuff. So I said he's made the decision easier, and the decision was whether to continue playing FtB Ocean Block. My reasoning behind this, and I kind of have said this about this kitchen sink pack thing before. Kitchen sink packs, things like Agrarian Skies, Sky Block, you know, the various Sky Blocks, are for the most part fine and dandy. They give you exposure to a vast number of mods. You know, you get all of the storage, digital storage, power generation, machinery, the ludicrous stuff, draconic evolution, magical mods if you want, miscellaneous, and then you get the truly ludicrous things where you need to make a creative storage disk. Yeah, I mean, that's actually, to be fair, well, yeah, sorry, that is ludicrous. Okay, yeah, that is truly ludicrous, and I personally do not get the challenge of doing that. That's just off the scale silly. So for me, kitchen sink packs are kind of a mixed blessing, and the age of the old Skyblock pack like this, I think was great. But for me, I much prefer a good themed pack like Regrowth, or oh god, what was the other, the one where you landed on the planet that was all dust. I can't even think what the name of the mod pack was now. It's so long ago. But they had themes. They had a goal. They had something you're aiming to achieving, other than just get the most powerful thing and do the most powerful thing and make stupidly powerful things. Yeah, I'm going to be fair. If I have made myself a storage system capable of assembling and storing the necessaries for some of these, then I am probably not in the market for a creative storage disk. Why I would want that at that point, I genuinely don't know. So it just seems like such a waste to me. So I was umming and ahhing about finishing this anyway, because a kitchen sink pack, not really enjoying. I'm kind of outgrowing kitchen sink, and I'm wanting more themed stuff now. As far as I can tell at the moment, there really isn't anything significantly themed. But I got to thinking about how do I put this? I got to thinking about some of the fun I'd had over the years with targeted mod packs. So instead of kitchen sink and instead of themed storyline based mods, I got thinking about targeted mod packs where you limit the mods, you really do tighten your viewpoint on the mods, and you play within that thing. So for example, I've done Ancient Warfare twice now, actually, as more or less as a standalone mod. I did a little bit more on the second lot around, because we had the Tango Text Villager mod. We've tried various things like that. I've done a Britannia playthrough where I just played Britannia as the main pack with very little to support it, and I had a lot of fun with those. And I came across Ars Magica rebooted, whatever, legacy thing. It's a new version of Ars Magica. It is in 1.18. And throwing in Create for a bit of a technical mod and a few things, I come up with a small pack themed around magic and tech, but the tech is multi-block Create style tech, not magic box style tech. So my intention after this episode is to start a new series on this Ars Magica pack. I do not have a name for it yet, but I will have by the time I come up with a series for it. It will run for as long as it needs to run. It's not necessarily going to be a particularly long running series, but it will have hopefully enough to make it, feel like that. It's 1.18, so it is in the new pack, and well, I'm hoping you like it. But let's just go back and have a look over the start of this, because this pack did have a lot going for it. First of which, it had a good night's sleep, and I did enjoy this pack. I've enjoyed playing it. I mean, managed 23 episodes out of it, which is, a fair amount of playtime. We started off with the base shack, which was definitely considerably smaller than this, and we just built very simply the early stuff. Now, what I did like about this was the move away from Ex Nihilo and the move to the sluice mod, and also the FtB jar mod. These things where you can make all of these amazing things using heat and jars and stuff. So that was quite a refreshing change, because it was different. It's still, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're still sifting. We're still sifting, if I can get rid of some of you, we're still sifting gravel. We're still sifting sand. We're still sifting, and we're still getting these little nuggets of stuff from that to make all of the things. So the idea that we're actually putting it through a sluice and we have to put water in it and we put the stuff in and it goes through is not a significant jump from Ex Nihilo, where you were sitting there going right clicking on a sieve. The only difference is less right clicking, I think. Well, early sluices you had to wind them up, so still right clicking. So it wasn't that big a departure, but it was a change. It was something else, and everything was good and happy. What else that was quite interesting with this particular pack was the use of, and let me just get my jetpack on and have a zoom out here. Well, one was that it's water based, so there's no falling off the world, which for me is a big old thing. But the use of these, these loot boxes was quite nice. A little bit too RNG, if we're honest, because some of the loot we got out of these was most definitely. I thought I saw a squid with an aerial on its head. Yeah, the RNG was big, and we did get some pretty powerful drops from that. But on the whole, it wasn't too bad. And if you embraced the RNG, then it was good. And when we expanded this over time, we first started by expanding into the cellar. We did a whole load of stuff down here. I think this is probably one of the earliest ones, although we powered it with a dynamo that was running off of these gems rather than the thing. And I don't think there was no there was no facility to use them in block form. I just wondered whether I'd missed an obvious gotcha there. And then we got down to creating infinite lava using this setup, and that lava then went in to make power, which we had in initially just a 4-way version of this, albeit we're up there, and then we've taken it down. These things are producing way more power than we need, and yeah, it's worked pretty well. And more recently we've got into the electronic storage. We've been building this underwater facility with a Subnautica theme, and had I not done the Subnautica theme in Sid's Modded Live last season, I possibly would have pushed on building this theme out further, but I don't feel like I'm pushing anything novel out here. We've now got these, and again, I said this when I started doing this infinite resource, this kind of stuff does break the game sometimes. I've had it with equivalence exchange. That breaks the game, in my opinion. So yeah, had we not been doing that, I think I would have pushed this Subnautica theme further, primarily because of the Subnautica themed items, and of course, not to forget the old sea moth here, which was a great little addition. What I do think personally in this pack that was a shame is that there was not enough to do down here, for example, or under the sea. There was not enough to make the sea moth and all of the diving worthwhile. Maybe if we'd have kept some ores, so had some ores that were only, some materials that were not available by sifting, only available by diving, that would have been potentially a solution. More underwater structures would have been a solution, and there are a few, but again, I don't think they add anything significant from my perspective. From what I've seen, they didn't really add a great deal, but which is a shame, because we've got all of this great Subnautica stuff, and it would have been nice if this Subnautica stuff had actually been the newer version of the older version that had some of the mobs and things as well, the peepers and crash fish. I think it was crash fish, the exploding ones that run at you. You know, they could have been quite entertaining, and again, they're not in it, so opportunities missed, I feel, and definite opportunities to utilize the unique nature of the inability to dive, that you know you had to get certain depth mods to get in here. Opportunities, and they were all unfortunately missed. However, a missed opportunity here is an opportunity elsewhere, and in this case it's an opportunity to go on to different, I won't say bigger and better, I'll say different things. I genuinely cannot see much point in me pushing into the Blood Magic line. I've played Blood Magic even in this version, you know. I've played Britannia more times than I care to think about, and I don't think going into Britannia is going to give me anything for this build. Draconic Evolution, I hate the mod. I really do. I just think it's a ludicrous, overpowered swine of a mod, and you know, it only adds to this concept of the late game infinite stupid superpower things. You know, a creative capacitor. Why the hell do I want a creative capacitor? Creative energy cube. Yeah, oh great, I've got infinite and free power. Once I get here, there's no point doing anything more of that. All of this stuff. I'm going to assume, oh yeah, that's the creative mana tablet, which that's a hell of a lot of terra steel. That's a lot of mana steel. There's quite a few Gaia spirits that we're going to have to kill there. Yeah. Ugh. Nasty. And not least of which, you've got to build the damn table to get there as well. So, no, not for me. Anyway, with that in mind, this is probably going to be a shorter episode. It has been a ranty episode, and for that I apologise, but sometimes you just have to step away, and you know, you have to go and say goodbye to all the things that you created, and move on to try something else. You know, if you're not getting the enjoyment out of a game that you should do, and let's face facts, we play games to enjoy them. I record my games when I'm playing them, but I'm playing it primarily to enjoy it. Part of my enjoyment is sharing the gameplay, so hence the recording. But a large portion of my enjoyment of a game is the same as everybody else's enjoyment of a game. It's enjoying the thing, and if something isn't right with it, move on. There's no shame. So yeah, that is, for me, the end of FTP Ocean Block. It was an interesting concept. I think it had a lot of good ideas. I think it had a lot of poorly executed or missed opportunities. I think you know, the depth thing was good. The nether was interesting, and I'm going to just see, it didn't have, yeah, there is a mod that gives you a potion of lava vision, for example, which allows you to see in lava. And obviously, if you're going to have swimming in the water, you might as well have swimming in lava, because that would add another dimension to another dimension. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. So I've enjoyed it. For the most part, there have been bits I don't like, and on that note, let's move on to a new series with a new direction, some new fun, some new thoughts, some new ideas. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been fun, but all things come to an end, and some things come to an end sooner than others, and this is one of those things. I always suspected it would be a short series, and it has been. So until then, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.